this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of building your team and why your stats, your KPIs, your goals really don't matter. Because if you do it in reverse and you focus on your goals all the time without focusing on your associates, you're never going to achieve those goals. The leaders in retail who focus on their people, building their people to be the best, right? Those are the ones that succeed. Those are the teams that, take the win, because you focus on the foundation, right? So you've built out your personal foundation, right? Your goals, your bad habits, turning them into good. You need to do the same for your team. So this is where true retail leadership comes into play, right? So if you take, some associates that may have bad days, good days, if you check in with them and they tell you this is what's wrong, you can actually start helping them build out a foundation for themselves. Well, look, this is what you've been doing, right? So you're kind of using what you've already learned. This is what you've been doing that's making you upset, sad, or put you in the situation you're in right now. What are things you can do to benefit yourself? So, for example, I had a part-time associate. He was struggling financially. His card didn't work. It would always break down. He didn't have enough money for gas. Like, there was just so much stuff happening, and it was really difficult to be able to provide a solution, right? So this is why, sharpening your toolkit is very important, because it's not just customer service, it's not just being able to sell what you got to sell or hit the goals that you want to hit, but it's also the ability to provide solutions to people less fortunate than you, right? So one of the biggest things that I had to accomplish was humbling myself. When I'm a leader, when I'm a mentor, when people look up to me, I'm always a student. I never think that I know it all. I never have a big head, because I know that there's always something more to learn. And through this process that I had with this part-timer, I really got to humble myself a little bit more, kind of understand my background a little bit, right, when I was going through a similar situation, and really apply that to providing a solution to him, for example, right? So, he told me, I don't have the means to get to work. The reason why I'm late is because I can't get to work. I said, okay, that's fine. So I would, help him out. This has nothing to do with the professional side of the business. This is, personal to personal, right? So I said, all right, man, I'm going to fill up your tank for the week. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to set you up for success. Okay. So obviously, depending on your company, there are things that restrict you, for HR, issues and things like that, to do things like this. But I don't really care about that. I'm more of a people person. If I get in trouble for trying to help out my people, then I'll get in trouble, because that's worth it to me, right? That's an investment that I have in them, and they will invest in me, and in return the business will be, flourishing. But my goal is not the business, my goal is my people, right? So then what we did was we found a solution to, getting to work. Once you're at work, you should not be late anymore, which means you're going to perform a little bit better, right? So it's kind of like a big domino effect. If I know that these are all the problems, right, I stack them in dominoes. What is the one big domino, the one big problem? If I provide a solution to that one big domino, it can make everything else fall over, right? What's that one big thing I need to focus on? So instead of saying, okay, you can't make it to work, you're always late, and now you're not performing. If I started, telling him you need to perform better, if you're going to be late, if you don't have a way to get to work, you need to perform better. That's me becoming the manager and focusing on the metrics again, right? If I focus on the metrics, that's leaving this person to fend for himself. He's not going to want to come to work, because all he's going to be is have, difficulties at home, difficulties transitioning into work, difficulties at work, right? But the one big domino was, the big thing he's having trouble with is getting to work and being able to afford getting to work. That affects his performance. So once again, this falls back into making sure you're looking out for your people, right? So I knocked down the big domino, which was financially he could not afford the gas, and that affected him from getting to work. I filled up the gas tank. He showed up to work. He performed way better than he did that day than he did for the past week, right? So that's a big domino. Obviously, this is not a habit that you want to kind of create for them, that you're always going to do this kind of stuff, but letting them know that, this is a one-time thing, but I want to make sure that you know that I care about you. I want you to know that I'm here for you. I'm not just your boss, right? I'm here to make sure that you succeed not only in life, but your professional life as well, and I don't want, your professional life to be sabotaged by your current circumstance. What this is doing is building what I mentioned in a previous video, which is camaraderie. For them to understand that you look out for them and their best interest and their welfare, in turn, they are actually going to work harder, do better, want to succeed so they don't fail you. When people say they don't quit the companies, they quit their managers, is because if you're in that manager mindset where you're just talking about metrics and all you care about is results and metrics versus the people that get you those results, that's why people quit, okay? But once we kind of build this foundation, this camaraderie that I want to make sure you're successful not only at work but at home too, and obviously keep that line, that HR line that, okay, this is not a full-time thing, but I want you to know if it gets difficult, just know I'm here. If I can't help you, I'm going to give you the guidance so that way you can get the help that you need, right? Because there's a lot of resources out there, but as a leader, you don't have to know all the answers, okay? So which is why I'm telling you, like, it's a humbling experience because I too have to learn how to be a better leader, how to be a better mentor, okay? So now that I looked out for his, way to get to work, he's more successful at work, then I started changing his old habits into better habits. And slowly, he started showing up to work on time, started saving his money, stopped spending his money on shoes, because for whatever reason, this generation loves spending money on shoes and clothes. Then he started saving his money to get to work, to make the money to pay off all these debts, all these bills, all this stuff. And slowly, he had that mindset shift, right? So that, many videos ago, I mentioned it. And this is why it's important. For you to learn it, you can then teach it out. By teaching it out, then you also learn. So there's a whole process behind it. Once again, this is one of my favorite subjects because just like I did with that part-time associate that was struggling, he became more motivated to do better and be better. And by that time, that he had that whole shift, that, he wanted to do more. He actually started his own channel for some video games. I think it's called Twitch or something like that. And so now he's teaching other people. I mean, it's on a different scale, but now he's teaching people how to, play video games, which is cool because now he's happier, right? So now there's these little wins that you get, and these are the differences between being leaders and managers. You don't only affect your associates at work, you want to be able to affect their lifestyle, their lives, and make sure you're bettering them, okay? So a challenge to you is the next time your associate comes into work a little bit down in the dumps, I want you to ask them, are you okay, what's going on? And obviously be genuine about it. Don't just, make it another thing. Okay, I'm gonna ask them what's going on, they don't tell me, I don't care. Okay, actually care about your people. And I'm gonna give you a couple stories about this because this is one of the biggest things that keep you from being successful as a retail leader. It's not just about retail, it's not just about work, it's about your people. So, watch out for the next video. I'm gonna give you another story, a little bit different of a scene, but it's gonna give you a little bit more insight as to the benefits of taking care of your people. So once again,